Sister Annabelle, our resident minister, Rev Daniel, and our guest speaker, Justice Yamada, my friend, former ministers of this congregation and pastoral region, members of the local board, representatives from sister churches, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, including my friend Justice Mokaram, and Senator Choate, yes, okay, is there, and Mr. Ramnarayan, former Minister of Energy, and all the others who are here, among our distinguished invitees. God bless you all, and I want to thank you all in this congregation for inviting us, the former ministers, to celebrate this special anniversary with you. I just thought that knowing that you are celebrating an anniversary, the chairman spoke about the founding of the church about 148 years ago, not this church, the synod. And I think I can say this, I worked in 48 congregations in Trinidad, 48 churches, some smaller than this, over a period of 49 years. And I think I am free to say certain things because of my experience, and I am adding this. We are celebrating something big, all right? And one of the real problems of the church this morning, when I say this morning, I mean since 7 o'clock. One of the problems in the Presbyterian Church in Trinidad and Tobago, there are many congregations in Trinidad who this morning had no ordained minister to conduct the service. The moderator did say that we have a system that is, I'm going to just interpret. I feel that system is outdated after 148 years. I don't know why you shouldn't have ministers helping in all the small congregations. Reverend York couldn't be here today because he's serving in San Chiquito. I'm absolutely certain he's on the way now, coming down to his home. Not only that, something is wrong with my church that we don't have ministers after 148 years. This morning, I'm listening to Reverend Peter Jamada. You like that? He's qualified, to be a minister. He could be ordained in the morning. He did his theology long before some of us did ours. Long before some of the ministers in the Presbyterian Church now. He did his theological study. I cannot see, moderator, and all of you, I cannot see why he cannot be ordained as a minister to have a Christmas service in one church in 2016. I cannot see why. And there's a layman sitting down here who has been keeping services all across the Northern Presbytery. He's among the best pulpit persons I have heard. And I cannot see why he cannot be ordained. And given one church, let him be in charge of St. Joseph. You are working? Fine. You're a judge? Right. Full time. On Sundays, you are in charge of that congregation in Vistabella. Then you are the pastor of Vistabella. Go there and develop Vistabella because you have to serve the judiciary. And the other person is also here who is working. I cannot for the life of me after these years just sit down and stay quiet and have nice people coming to church and there is no pastor. Yesterday, I'm not fooling you, and I know we spent 2 hours here already, and Reverend Sunarayan warned me not to be long. I am speaking on behalf of 6 ministers. So you sit back there and listen to this. He's one of them. I am speaking on behalf of 6 ministers. That's what Leonard asked me to do. And I'm going to take my time because there's a big lunch afterwards. I didn't plan to say this, but there's a sadness about the state of affairs in the church. It is no less than a crisis. Why simple people? In all the little congregations, 104 or 6. Why is it that some of them stay home? Because they simply say, listen to what my Anglican friend used to say, when he goes on holidays, his members don't come to church and say the same thing with us. Why? They say we don't have a proper priest. We should have found proper priests. And we have trained for 148 years men and women who can be priests. But I'll tell you what's the real reason. We have been so closed. We have been so fossilized. We have been so archaic and outdated that we are running a church that looks very outdated. And it's because of our thinking. We still think about one missionary. He is the field secretary, and he has to be in charge of the churches from Woodbrook to Plumington. I was the field secretary. That has changed. Times have changed. So, I want to say thank you now. No, I really don't mind. I want to say thank you to Curepe. On behalf of all of us, the ministers who have served here, thank you for knowing how to treat ministers and their families well. All of us, every one of us here and the others, you have created bonds of friendship with your ministers, and as I said, I work in 48 churches. You are special. I am not mamagaing you, and I am not flattering, because all of these guys could say the same thing, including the lady minister. You have treated us with a kind of friendship and care, us and our families. I can't believe that Mrs. Teelucksingh, and I'm sure Mrs. Rambin and all the others, they make calls and you call them still, and we left this region and Mrs. Sunai so long ago. Do you all have developed friendships with every member of the pastor's family? And that is something we will always remember. Your friendship is constant. We celebrate that with you, and we congratulate you on your anniversary that you know how to treat ministers well. And we believe that your love is genuine. You have an oath. Mrs. Sipasad is there. She said a prayer to bless the offering. Tell Ken that I mentioned his name. Many years ago, Ken Sipasad said, you know, it's time that we have an outreach program. In all the 48 churches I have served over these 49 years, this is the only place where a miracle was performed. One morning, Henry got up here and he said, you know, we have to do something for the SEA students, the children from the poor churches and all over the place, all down Faizabad, the SEA, Link from Sipare here. After the service, he got $20,000 in donations, and the next year it increased, and I think it went up to 50. To give little scholarships to poor children, the principals were in charge. You have an outreach program here that is fantastic. This is the only place I learned how to make Bishop Rodi inside here. You started a soup kitchen in the time of Richard Pokeram, may his soul rest in peace. You started a soup kitchen, and they cooked inside there. We cooked, and people took food for people on the banks of the Caroni River who shouldn't be living there. It was dangerous to have houses there, but they had no place to live. They created a squatters commune, and this church couldn't build houses for them, but we fed them. The soup kitchen still goes on. Fantastic. I don't think we have another Presbyterian church that is running a soup kitchen so long, so efficiently, and so well. Thank you. Thank you, local board, and thank you, congregation. I will tell you something. I remember speaking on behalf of 6 people. I'm closer to this point now because I think I want to share with you the lunch. Of all these congregations some of us pastors are worked in, this is the only congregation. This congregation stands out as special in that there are many Presbyterians who love. I don't use that. Because of the picture on yesterday's Guardian about the locusts that came down here. The locusts they didn't come from Trinidad, they came from the Maine, they came from South America, maybe the Amazon. They just hop around. We have spiritual grasshoppers. They hop from church to church. And many congregations have been saddened and they lose members by the crop. You ever heard of it? By the bunches. It's interesting, talk to these pastors. This is one congregation where the members of the church have not been bothered by movement to other churches, no matter what they preach. No matter what the spiritual power they have, you have a power that kept you here, and we want to congratulate you for that. All of you members and families of this church, we want to congratulate you because you have said like Dennis Plummer, nah leaving. Whatever is offered up there, now leaving. And I like that. We congratulate you. Yeah. It's a part of your story. So often St. Paul will write little notes and letters of commendation and appreciation to the churches he worked in, as 6 of us do this morning, this afternoon. And he says, St. Paul says to the church in Corinth, as we say now, I always give thanks to my God for you. And he said that to Corinth. He said this to the little church in Philippi. I thank my God for you every time I think of you. I pray with joy because of the way you have helped me in the gospel from the very first day until now. Hear that again. We thank you not only for the plaques and the nice things you say today, but we want to say, we thank God. We thank God for you every time we think of you. And we pray with joy because the way you have helped us. Put it another way, the way we have walked with each other. So we, the pastors who have left Curepe to serve elsewhere, we thank God for you every time. And we say our prayers for you joyfully. God bless you. Thank you for remembering us by calling us today. God bless every one of you.